Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode 10 titled The Bridge. Now, this was a really good, mid-season finale. I was looking forward to it because, in this episode, they brought in Mike Peterson from the original episode, or from the first episode, same thing. And, he was really good in this episode. In the first one, he was, the actor who plays him, I think he does him really well. But in this one, I enjoyed him a lot more because, he wasn't just like, the angry character who is basically, losing control of himself. He was himself, after the first episode where, they stopped him. He's been working with S.H.I.E.L.D. He's, kind of become a normal, well, I can't say normal citizen, but, he's working to become a better person and, basically be a superhero. And, Coulson brings him in and, they have all the parts where he talks about his son. And then, we have the ending, which is really good. And, it was a great ending. It was a lot more impactful than I was expecting it to be with mostly the explosions that they ended up putting in. I thought it'll just be really good, but it was a really surprising. I'm really hoping that Mike survived that, and he does have like super strength and stuff like that. So hopefully he did, and they just kind of didn't show it, but it was really good in this episode. They had the emotional content where he's like, you guys saved my life. And when he talks to Fitz and Simmons, and we find out they really did save his life. He wasn't just saying, you guys saved me just because you stopped me. It was like, you guys saved me because another team could have easily just shot me in the head and been done with it, but you guys gave me a chance, and you actually healed me even though it wasn't a part of it. They happened to do that as well, so they saved him in more ways than one. So he's really grateful, and he's trying to get on everyone's good side because as they bring up multiple times, the last time he saw everyone, he was like punching them and throwing them into walls and stuff, and was about to explode. So it was really good to see him sort of, he's obviously been going through redemption, and now he's with the people who did stop him in the beginning. So it was really cool to see him work with the team. He fought some other super strength guys. And in this episode, we find out that Centipede is also the group that created the eye thing. It was cool to find that out, but at the same time, when they introduced the eye thing and it was like, what's this other company and stuff like that, it was a lot cooler because I thought, they have like multiple companies that they're going to go up against, and it turns out it's just, Centipede again. But it is cool that they have that technology, and even Coulson says like their technology, because now the eye is untraceable, like the signal from it is untraceable compared to the first time. And Coulson's like, they have all this technology that just seems to advance, far too rapidly for it just to, like, they'd have to have so many people and so much money. So it's still, really cool. They have a lot more, obviously, than just making super soldiers. They have, like the eye tech, and who knows what else they have that we haven't gotten to see yet. But it was really cool, just to have that back as, Centipede, because they are pretty much the main villain of this season, at least. Who knows if they'll continue to be if they don't happen to destroy them completely. But we get the woman in the flower dress back. We get, the guy who was in the prison the last time, she was in the episode. And, he escapes from jail. He talks to this guy or girl, whoever this clairvoyant person is. And, they have a plan, and, ultimately their plan ends up being, we need to get Coulson because we need to figure out, we know he died. How is he alive now? So it was really cool to get that as the ending, because it really just leads into the answers that, we as viewers want. What exactly happened? So we know he did die. Is it really him? Is it a clone of him? What is it exactly? Because, if it's really Coulson, then maybe he was just dead for much, much longer than he expected, but it really is him. But, with all the stuff they kind of hinted towards this season where it's like, his body is physically different, where it's like, I used to be able to do that super easy and stuff like that. It's kind of the clone thing, but I'm excited to see, how that plays out. And I'm also curious as to why they want to know so badly, like, what does it matter to them? Maybe they think it's some sort of tech that even they don't have that, S.H.I.E.L.D. does, so maybe they're going to try to get that out of Coulson, and then, who knows, like, go after S.H.I.E.L.D., which would be insane for the show, but it would be amazing to see. But overall, this was a really good episode. Great for the mid-season finale. I wish we could have had an episode last week since we had a break, and then this episode, and now we have a super long break until January. But still a great episode. Loved it. Like I said, glad they had Mike in it. Really, really hope he didn't die. I hope to see him come back, even if he's obviously wounded and stuff. Hopefully he'll just heal after a couple episodes and he'll be back with the team. And they might have to deal with the fact that him fighting, like when he fought the other people who were controlled by Centipede, him exerting all that energy has a huge strain on his body, and he has to eat like 10 times the food he said or something like that. But when he was in the fight and he's using all this strength and then he gets stabbed, it nearly killed him. So they kind of have to sort of play on that fact, because normally he was just like pushing bulldozers and just training. It's a lot different compared to I have to go up against someone who's almost as strong as me and then like get stabbed in the stomach and stuff like that. So it'll be exciting to see how that plays out. Like I said, more than anything, I hope he's not dead. I'm sure he's not, mostly because they brought him back into the show. So I think we will get to have him as like a superhero part of the team after a couple episodes when he heals. But great episode. Can't wait for the season to start back up in January. But comment below. Let me know what you guys saw this episode. Favorite parts, least favorite parts. And even though everyone's been thinking about it since before the show even came out, what are your theories on Coulson? Do you think it is a clone android, which I highly doubt. I think it's just the clone thing. But put your theories down, and thanks for watching.